Hi everyone. In this video, I will review the resume of Yash. Yash is currently an MBA student and is planning to apply to McKinsey later this year. We decided to go through his resume, where I gave him feedback on what was good and how to improve the parts that didn't work. For instance, we discussed how to better show the impact he had in his previous experiences and the 4 skills that McKinsey and all top consulting firms are looking for. The cool thing about this is that you can use the same feedback to improve your resume and land a lot of job interviews. By the way, if you are struggling with writing your resume, check my website careerinconsulting.com to get more writing tips and CV examples. With that, enjoy the video. Here we go. So let me have a quick look. Okay, CFA, very good GPA, very cool topic. Okay, recycling plastic. Okay. Maybe I have a first comment. I don't understand why you put this here among top 1% in graduation at BITS. So that's your school here, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I can see. Okay, you had a very good GPA. So with this GPA, you were in the top 1%, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would put this in the education section.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfectly. That makes sense. Yeah.
Because here it's like hidden, difficult to find. It's yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
On-campus event, rolling case analysis and business strategy.
Okay. I'll just start making some notes as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you did a lot of stuff. 1% students, national engineering exams. Okay, that's super good. Okay, I really like your profile. I see many one thing you have to improve, and but that's a big thing. That's not something easy to do.
Yeah.
I think the main thing you can improve in your CV is to show the impact you had in a better way. Okay, to make it more easy to understand. Let me try to find an example. Headed several strategic projects, equity fundraising of 10 million through private placement, capacity expansion of 35 to reach 1,000 kilotons per year, 2 million solar. Yeah, this one, for instance, I think it's super interesting, but there's too much information. I'm a bit lost.
Okay.
I understand, okay, you did many projects, but by making this, by doing like this, like a shopping list of very cool projects you did, it's like, diluting actually what you did.
Right.
It would be more impactful if for all of these projects, or some of them, okay, you don't have to put everything on your CV, for some of them, if you really show clearly the impact you had. And by the impact you had, I mean the problem you had to solve, how you solved this problem, and the outcome. Okay, what was the result?
Right. Right.
For instance, this $2 million solar power project, I guess 2 million was the investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess that this solar power project was actually to reduce the cost. Okay, you move to this new
So
source of
actually,
yeah.
yes. Actually, there were two sides to it. The one side was reducing cost, power cost as well, and the other side was to position the company's brand to more towards a greener
Yeah,
product company. So
yeah,
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 two sides.
yeah,
Yeah.
super good. So for instance, here, I want to understand, it seems to be, it's a super interesting achievement, but just by listing this like this, that how you did it, I don't really understand. I don't have, I have to guess first what exactly this project was. And the person that is going to read your CV will not take the time to guess.
Right.
Okay, you imagine this person will have to read hundreds of resume, and the best way for this person to find 20-25 CVs at the end of the day is just to find any excuses to eliminate someone. Okay, that's super easy. That's an easier way to do this job. So if you're not making things super clear, they won't make any effort. And here, I think when I see your list, for each item on your list, I guess it's a super cool project. I can feel like that. I want to learn more, I want to learn more. And I want to understand what you did, because he did several strategic projects. It's a bit broad, right? I don't know exactly what was your role.
Yeah.
So I think here you need to, it's better to, I think it's a very good strategy for a resume to not trying to put everything, but to put less information, but something like that is super well described. That shows clearly what they expect, what they are looking for. Okay.
Right.
Again, that's the what they're looking for is they're looking for two things. That they want to understand the type of problems you had to solve and how you solved this problem. That's really what they want to know. Okay, when they are screening your resume and doing the interviews. Okay, for instance, that's very obvious for case interviews.
Right.
That's true for the fit interview as well, for the resume screening. They have the same logic. They want to know if you're a good problem solver, and for that, okay, what's the problem you had to solve, how you solve this problem. And when I scan your CV quickly, I feel frustrated because it's not that obvious. And I feel frustrated because you look to have like a super good profile, but I want to see that. Okay.
Right.
You did. I think you have like very, very good stories. You have a lot of stories actually in your CV, but it can be. I think the way you write your bullet points can be improved. Let's try to do this solar power project. Okay, I'm very curious about it.
Sure.
Can you tell me more? What was your so with this project we understand the problem. Okay, to reduce operating cost, to I agree with you to build the brand. Okay, to improve the brand image.
Yeah.
And okay, that's good. So we understand the problem. We have an idea of the size of the problem. Okay, it's a $2 million investment. So that's a good investment. But I want to know, to have the full story. What did you do? What was your role? What the actions you took to help the leadership team to make this decision? I guess they implemented this project, and I want to know the outcome. Okay, I want to know. Okay, did the project deliver the cost savings?
Right.
Yes. By how much? You see?
Right. Yeah.
Again,
So
the impact would be just to finish. I'll just speak in a moment. Just to finish,
the story here would be much more interesting if you are saying, okay, we were expecting to save, I don't know, 15% of our power cost, of our utilities costs. And I don't know, I do the due diligence to decide which alternative source of power will be the best alternative, best option.
Right.
I convinced the leadership team, the project was implemented. We managed to save this X% of cost. Here,
Right.
I've got a very good story.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I think let me tell you a brief about what happened. So this actually happened as well. So when we decided that because there were alternative sources of power available, and since we needed to shift towards more greener sources of power, so we decided that we needed to do something about that, right? And then when I started exploring and looking at the options, I came across three very good projects, which were kind of very big contenders among. So one of them was setting up a solar power project on a outsourced basis. So basically, it's like what you do is you buy a barren piece of land and you set up a huge solar power project on the barren piece of land. The second option was to go for a biogas power reactor, basically a biogas power generator, which would use because our company was located in a very kind of a village on the outskirts of the city. It was on a countryside, so we had huge amounts of bio fuel available in the nearby area. So I also worked on that project. And then the third option was the rooftop solar power project, in which you install, because since we had spinning and manufacturing premises, we had a very huge rooftop available as well, which was kind of like empty or not being utilized. So the third option was to use a rooftop solar power project, basically to utilize the roof that we have already available. And so I evaluated all the three projects, and at the end we came with the conclusion that the rooftop project would be the one which would save the most cost and would be the cheapest source to execute this option, and would be our first entry towards greener sources of power, because we were trying to build it up slowly. So it would not be a really huge investment, and would also contribute very heavily towards this goal. Yeah. So that's how we ended up doing that. And then for that, I had to research all the technologies. I had to talk with vendors all around the world about setting up the project. And then after that, I went through all the projects, all the vendor quotations, and then I led that to the finalization of the project as well. Yeah. Yeah. And sorry. So at the last thing is that at the end, the result was that not just that, after implementing the project, I also implemented a monitoring solution, because this was this initially no one was offering this solution as their primary product. But then I also ended up setting up a monitoring system as well, which would monitor exactly how much efficiency the system was running on, how much saving exactly were we being able to achieve using that, and what efficiencies were we actually generating than what was promised or what was planned before. So that was the next part of it that I also executed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the cost reduction?
So in terms of the overall cost to the company, it was a mere 5 or 6%. But in terms of the energy that we replaced from traditional sources of energy, it was around 20%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing story. Okay, that's an amazing achievement. Because and it's why it's amazing. First, by itself, I think that's a very cool project. And two, it's amazing because that's exactly what a consultant can do. Okay, if you are a consultant at McKinsey, you are working for one of your customers, the project is cost reduction.
Right.
And I guess that after the COVID-19 crisis, consultants will have a lot of cost reduction projects.
Yeah.
And you can be one of these consultants working, you know, on a work stream that is utilities cost.
Mm-hmm.
And your job is to find options to reduce cost. And you can come up with actually a model saying, okay, that's a different option, that's the risks, that's the opportunities.
Yeah.
I recommend you guys doing this, and you will save 20% or 6% of your total cost. That's a very good outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, here, it should be one bullet point written this way, you know, persuade the leadership team to make a $2 million investment cost in a new solar power project,
Mm-hmm.
leading to a 20% power cost reduction, and you can even say 6% total cost reduction.
Right.
And here, when you say that, I have all the elements I'm looking for: the problem,
Mm-hmm.
cost reduction, how you did it. Okay, you can even say something like this: persuade the leadership team after thoughtful analysis of risks and opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
leading to X% cost reduction.
Right.
See? And here again, I have all the elements. I have the problem, cost reduction, how you did it.
Yeah.
You did like a kind of due diligence. Okay, you have analysis, the risks and opportunities for many options.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing outcome. So that's super good. And that's super good too, because persuading the leadership team is not that common. Okay, not everybody already had the opportunity before an MBA to present something in front of a CEO, to say, okay, you, Mr. CEO or Mrs. CEO, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
And they listen to you. That's super, super good.
Yeah.
So definitively for me, it should be, you know, instead of making a list like this, which is really not impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really not what I want to. I don't really understand, because it seems like a very cool list, but since I don't really know what you did, maybe you were just, you know, the guy bringing the coffee in the meeting room. You know, I'm kidding, but you see what I mean. So that's a very good bullet point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to see another one. The second bullet point: executed the $15 million expansion project, reporting directly to the C-level office, including capital budgeting, project appraisal, and commissioning, and achieved 7% cost reduction by negotiations and vendor selection. Okay, this one is interesting, and I think you seem to have all the elements. Again, the problem, what you did, and the outcome. It's just that I don't understand it, because when I read expansion project, I'm not expecting a cost reduction. So I don't understand the link between the project and the outcome. Can you tell me more about this one?
Oh, yeah, sure. So actually, I'll tell you about the cost reduction in terms of the project cost. So when we designed the project, and when we first, we did the first hand evaluation, and collecting information from all the vendors and everything. When we designed the project was set up for a project budget of, let's say, around like 16 or 17 million. And then at the end, when we closed down the project with after everything, we saved around 7% on the estimated project cost of the project budget. And trust me, when this is a kind of because since it's a medium cap company, they are really conservative on their costs. Like when they designed the project, it was a very conservatively. I mean, as in it was very not conservative. It's the exact opposite. It's sort of very aggressive project planning, because they had already cut down the cost to as much as possible with their previous experiences, and achieving a cost reduction on top of that was like a very kind of a difficult job. So yeah, I mean, that was a kind of a very big achievement for me, because I think I got a very big praise from my leadership team for getting this done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should work for Amazon. They love this cost reduction stuff. Okay, here I think you're in this for this achievement in this bullet point. You are trying to say too much things at the same time.
Okay.
And you see, when I read it, for me, all the elements don't add up together.
Okay.
It was strange. So it's one thing to say, it's one achievement to say, okay, I managed to reduce the cost of this project by 7% after some negotiations with the vendor. Okay, that's one thing. And that's your another achievement to say, okay, I implemented this big project. Okay, it was 10% of the turnover of your company.
Okay.
But I want to understand, okay, on time, on quality, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And actually with this, if we go to that direction, to like, okay, I implemented this expansion project. Okay, by itself, it's not that interesting for a consulting firm.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean? I mean that they are looking for specific skills, and my recommendation is like, if you want to please all the consulting firms you are going to apply,
mm-hmm.
you can focus on 4 skills. Okay, problem solving, leadership, so your ability to to work in teams, to get things done to get things done with others. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Personal impact, which is influencing others.
Mm-hmm.
Making make someone act upon your recommendations.
Right.
And the last one is drive, so that's your ability to perform even outside your comfort zone, even when in a new situation.
Mm-hmm.
So here, if you start to say, okay, I implemented this expansion project. Okay, so reporting directly to if we stop here, the skill is project management, which is not one of the 4 skills we mentioned earlier.
Right.
Reporting directly to CEO or CFO, it starts to be interesting, because it's a kind of leadership. Okay, you have to actually work with C-level teams.
Yeah.
To do maybe reporting, to make them take decision during the implementation phase. Okay, so that starts to be interesting. But something else can be interesting here. It can be actually to implement this project again on time, on cost, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you had to work with different teams.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And working with different teams, it starts to be super interesting, because again, it's very close to what a consultant is doing. Okay, in my opinion, it's one of the most important thing that a consultant brings to a company on a project. Okay, because a consultant is able to speak the marketing language, the financial team language, the product language, the manufacturing, and it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So for this expansion project, again, we know the size, 15 million, which is huge for your company. It was super important. You had to work with all these teams. So that's something, I want to. I think it's a right angle for a very good achievement here.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I think if you read the second point, which is the third point after that, I think it elaborates some more, a little more about the same project and kind of.
They launched the expansion project 2 months before scheduled timeline, okay, through strategic planning, which resulted in revenue increase of 20 million increased domestic market share. Yeah, but this one is good. This one is good. I would not change something here.
Okay.
And that's the same project.
Yeah, it's the same project. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, you can put two bullet points for the same project, but with two different angles.
Right.
Because during that project, okay, you use different skills, okay? And I always recommend to keep things very simple. That's a mistake that most people do when writing their CV or doing the fit interview. They're trying to say many things in the same sentence.
Mm-hmm.
No, just keep it simple. So if you write a bullet point, just focus on one skill.
Right.
Okay. So you can, so if you, and of course for that big expansion project, you use different skills. Okay. You had to solve problem. You had to work with teams.
Absolutely.
So write 2 bullet points. I'm very okay with that.
Yeah. I think I can mention that because it was, it was a really interesting project. I think I was working with managers of like 5 teams, and not just domestic teams. I was also working with a Chinese engineer team, with a German engineers team. So I was also, I was the link between all the activities between the different teams. So I was kind of coordinating the activities and the project schedule and timelines. So yeah.
That's super good. That's super good. That's really something I want to see in your resume. You know, it's okay. So difficult to get something done. So imagine getting something done working with different teams from different countries. It's not that easy. Really not that easy. So that's a very good achievement too. So that's what I was saying at the beginning. I don't see all the impact you have. I can see you have a lot of very good ingredients, and you just need to change these ingredients a little bit to make the resume look super good.
Right.
Let me check quickly other delivered investor presentations for fundraising round of 10 million show private. Yeah, this one is good. I will not change this one. Developed a 4-year business strategy plan in coordination with okay. This one you can remove it, I think, because you can, you have something already here. If you change no, because okay, yeah, I would remove the first bullet point here and actually decide which ones, which projects from that list you want to detail. Do not put too much bullet points. Really, I think it's another mistake is to put too much.
Okay.
So remember that the objective of your CV is to get an interview, is not to get a job offer right away.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So absolutely. Huge mistake. One of the first things I always check when reading a CV is like if there is too much information.
Yeah.
Too much information, so it's difficult to read. Yours is okay. Like this, it's okay. So you see, you have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 bullet points for your expense. I will not put more.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's a video maximum. So. Right. Change a little bit your bullet points. Some of them are good, but no more than 7. And you are very close. I think you got it. You got the logic of showing the impact you had.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm understanding what exactly I need to change in my resume to bring out that side. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me check quickly the education section, but I think it was good. No, okay, yeah. Analyst in the HEC Investment Club responsible for furnishing investment recommendations to the HEC fund. That's the same thing, the same feedback. Here you are saying, okay, what you did, but what I'm looking for is your impact. What's the impact you did?
Okay, so I should put there the investments that have gone through and the fund has already invested in. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. That makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was your GMAT score?
It was 730. 730.
Come on, put it put it on your resume. You should put it.
Okay.
They love this. They love this. So put it. Okay, super good. I recommend to put. I don't know this school. Okay, I don't know this school in India. If it's a good one, put the ranking.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the top 5 institutions in the country. I think it should be in my additional information sections. I don't know if I've removed it or not, but yeah. So one of the best engineering schools into the first line. So
Yeah.
maybe I should put this first line, as you earlier said, I should put this first line there,
Yeah.
right?
Definitively, especially if you are applying in Europe. Okay, maybe I can be someone checking your resume, and I don't know this school.
Right.
Okay, so it will actually help me to if you tell me okay, that's one of the top 5. The same for HEC, you can put a ranking.
Okay.
GPA you have, okay, the GMAT.
I'm sometimes I think about this thing, but then sometimes I think that if I put these kind of things, and it seems like kind of a boasting. So I'm really confused there sometimes, and I think that I don't know whether to put it, whether to not put it. So that's why the reason I don't put ranks right at the like at the face, because I kind of think that it's very
yeah.
So
it's your CV is the last place where you want to put any modesty or you want to be shy.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't want to think this way.
Okay.
If you graduated from a top school, say it. You are not like you're not arrogant. It's just a fact.
Right.
Okay. You graduated from one of the top 5 schools in India. Period. Languages, technology, okay. Well, technology, most of the time I recommend to remove it because it's not that important, but here, okay, financial modeling, that's interesting. Okay, you can leave it if you want, since your CV is not too wordy. It's okay. So here, move it up. Among top 1% percentage students, that was like an exam to get in your school, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can move that up, I think, to be sure, like it's they see it. Consulting firms, they love academic nerds.
Okay.
So every time you are showing like, okay, I was super good at school and stuff, it's a plus.
Okay.
Now you have a very good CV. I think you need you mainly have one issue is to change a little bit your achievements. Okay, the way you present your achievements.
Right.
But that's super good. You have a very good CV. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, that was absolutely great. Thank you so much for helping me and giving me some great insights about what changes I need to make. It was a really good session. I loved it.
Thank you very much. No, it was super fun. And send me a revised version of your CV. Okay, so I will have a quick look.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to make the changes and send it to you in 1 or 2 days, at the least, and then you can probably review it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Good.
so much.
Thank you.